Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have my first guide on a heist in Payday 3 and I'm going to be turning this into a series, putting out guides on this game. And this is going to be showing you guys how to complete No Rest for the Wicked on Overkill difficulty solo and getting all the bags, all the loot from the vault. Now we will have either 2 or 3, die packs go off. It always happens if you play solo, just a timer. There's nothing really you can do about that, but you can still get the die pack bags. They're just worth a little bit less. But anyways, this is what you're going to need for this heist. So you actually do not really need that much. The only thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a suppressed weapon, something, quiet, or possibly a throwing knife. I didn't even use a suppressed weapon, I just had a throwing knife, something that you can just take down guards with really quiet, just in case of anything. The other thing that you're going to need is a tool, the micro cam. This, this is one of the very first things that you get right when you start, so that's going to be right there to get. And also on top of that, in the skills, we are going to want to go down to the hacker skill, and we're going to want this one, secure loop. Make sure you have that. If you have that, you're good to go on this heist. Okay, so now we're starting this heist up on Overkill. So the van location where it's parked, it's not really important. It's either going to be parked in the front of the bank or on the side in the parking lot, but it's not really going to be that important to this heist. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go in the lobby. Now, there might be a security camera here. Make sure to watch it, and also a guard sometimes spawns behind this door. But what we're going to do is lockpick the teller door. This is what you're going to want to do. Go in here and flip this switch. Now, this is the switch to power. There are 2 power switches in the bank. And these power switches, when you hit one, it disables the power. It disables the power objective, so that objective is complete. The other locations that can sometimes spawn in the IT room or spawn upstairs, but this is the easiest place to go. Just go right in the bank, and you just pull this switch. Hide kind of on the side of this kind of like filing cabinet. Make sure you see like part of the filing cabinet on the left side of your screen, and then the switch. Best way to stay concealed. Flip that switch, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going around the bank. Now, once we're going around the bank, we are going in here, picking this lock. And you're going to want to check for a QR code phone on the left side in the lockers here, but I'll get to that in a moment. There's going to be a guard that's going to be in this area, and he goes over here to the vault, turns his back a lot of times, then he goes down the hallway. Pickpocket him for the red key card. If you get spotted, it's not a big deal. It's a private area. You only get arrested if it's a secure area. You'll just be walked out. If you're walked out, just pickpocket him and just take the key card that way. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so now that we have the key card, the guard's still over there on the side. This guy right here, this is the lead guard. You're going to want to try to find him quickly, and you're going to want to try to find him fast. This guy, he has unlimited radios, so you cannot take him down, and he's very noticeable because he has body armor on, and he also has a hat. Very easy to spot him. His pattern is all over the place. He will go up on the roof, the second floor, and the first floor, but I notice he spends the most amount of time up on the roof. What you're going to want to do is stick his back with a camera. Hide the camera. This will be left on the D-pad on the PS5, left also on the D-pad on the Xbox. Not sure what key this will be on PC, but put that camera on his back, and that's so that you can keep track of him, and then you just press left on the D-pad, and you can look through the phone and see where he is. Now what we're going to do next is we are going to, hack this camera. So we're going to use that ability. Sometimes this camera does not spawn here, depends where, but if the camera is in the view here, we're going to hack this. So what we're going to be looking for now is we're going to be looking for the QR code phone. On Overkill difficulty, the second floor has a QR code. If you're not doing Overkill, you can skip this step. But this QR code right here is in the manager's office. This is actually the most annoying location that it can spawn in because you'd have to pick this door. You can also, pick the window from the outside, but you cannot climb in it unless you get masked up. So you have to stay in casing mode, and you don't want to mask up just yet. So that's how we got the phone here. However, though, the phone spawns in 3 other locations. Let me show you the other ones. So here we have the manager's office. Sometimes it spawns in the conference room. That's literally right across from the manager's office. And if you hack this phone in plain sight, civilians can see you. It's not a big deal. Only if guards see you, they'll walk you out. But other than that, it's not considered an illegal action. The third location that it can spawn in is right on the left side of the manager's office. There is the IT room. The IT room, it'll spawn on this table right on the right side of the door. And the last place that it can spawn in, this is the easiest place. This location is right in the locker. So that back door that we went into is going to be left side on top of the lockers. That's where it can sometimes spawn. It's also important to note that if you guys mess up at any point, if you get detected, just restart the heist, and the heist will always be the exact same. So the location of the QR code will always be the exact same whenever you restart the heist. As long as you don't go into a separate lobby, if you just keep restarting the heist, the QR code will be in the same spot. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going upstairs, and we're going to be using the QR code. We're up here, and I usually just check left and right to see if there's a guard here. If there's no guard, I usually just go left. and I hack this camera. Sometimes there's a camera there. Watch out for this camera. Sometimes there is a camera here. The cameras are a lot of times spawn in different locations. On Overkill, remember, you cannot break them, but you can hack them, and you just basically put them on a loop. That's all you gotta do with that ability. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for the second guard. The guard that walks up here, there's only one guard that's on this floor other than the lead guard. The lead guard can sometimes come up on this floor, but there's only one guard up on this floor. This guy has another key card. We're going to be pickpocketing that off of him right here. And what we're doing is, right after we pickpocket him, we are putting another camera on his back because we want to keep an eye on that guy too. Now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be going inside the power room. Now, the power room can spawn in two locations. It can spawn on this floor. On this floor, all you basically got to do is just look around. It'll either spawn on the other side of this floor. It'll kind of spawn at an area where it went left right after the staircase. You run down that long hallway and you'll see it there, or it can spawn right here, and it could be switched out by the security room. Use the key card and make sure you look at the bottom. If it says observed, do not use the key card because that means an NPC is going to see you commit an illegal action. We go right in here and we are going to be disabling the security. We're going to be getting that to 100%. And then what we do is we go up to this computer here. And now make sure you take a look at what symbol is on here. Look at what symbol the circle is going to be. Whatever color that circle is going to be is what the switch will be. And when you restart the heist, you still have to, go up to the computer, disable the security, but the color switch will always be the same. So in this case, it's the blue switch. That's the switch that we need to disable. Let me show you guys this also. Sometimes it spawns on the roof. And I know I'm going to have people telling me, professional, it's really annoying when it spawns on the roof. If it spawns on the roof, what you're going to want to do is I like to personally just go from the side. I do not like to go up the staircase because if you're going to the roof, because the lead guard oftentimes he just goes up and down the staircase and he can just spot you easily. So I go up this great side up here and I get up here. This area right here, you just want to crouch right here. This is like the perfect area here, and you just see where this guard is. Keep an eye on him. Be warned, there is a security camera that is also on the left side on the AC unit a lot of times. So make sure you keep that in mind. What you do in here, same exact process, and you go out. That's in case you have that location that spawns for you, in case the roof one. Now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be disabling the security cameras. So I find the room here. This room sometimes can be the power room, so keep that in mind. Go up right behind this guard. This guard, we're going to want to take him down. Get rid of him. Just strangled him right here. Answer his radio. And we can only answer one more radio until they start a search. So we take down that guard, and we go on the cameras. And I'm just looking to see where the guard is on this floor. He's right here. I do have a micro camera on him, but just checking. And now what I'm doing is I'm checking where the lead guard is. I'm seeing what is the lead guard doing. So what is the lead guard doing right now? The lead guard looks like he's going downstairs, but he's going down to the first floor. So that means I can sneak past him. So it's going out here. Now we're in masked mode. We cannot go into casing mode, so make sure you be extremely careful. The cameras are disabled. All you basically need to do is go on the computer. What we're going to be looking for is the manager. We can save ourselves an extra step, because once we go downstairs and we flip that blue switch, it's going to tell us to find a manager or an executive. The executives are going to be upstairs in this area. There's two executives that you can grab. There's usually one in the right side room of this, bigger room here, or he can be in the hallway here. Eventually, an executive always comes out here and takes a phone call. This is the perfect guy to grab right here. Don't worry about getting spotted by this guy. Grab this guy as a human shield. Now, you're going to want to see where the guards are. You're going to want to check your cameras again. Remember, we put a camera on the guard that's on the second floor walking around, and we put a guard on the we put a camera on the lead guard. What I'll do is I throw this guy right here behind this American flag. Nobody will find him in this corner. If you throw him right in that corner, nobody will find him. Now let's see where these guards are. So lead guard is on the first floor, and the second floor guard, he's actually really close to us. I'm going to wait for him to pass. Lead guard is on this floor too. That's why you want those cameras on them, because you don't want them to spot you when you're going to be going downstairs. Lead guard is the most annoying thing on this heist on Overkill. Okay, so lead guard is right now going back up to the roof. Second floor guard is still standing there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to move the hostage yet. We're going to have to march him downstairs, but I'm not moving him downstairs because the lead guard, see what he does right here? The lead guard, what he does is sometimes he just hangs out on the top of the staircase near the roof, and then for some reason he just goes right back down. So I don't go downstairs until I see the lead guard go on the roof. So I'm looking what the lead guard is doing. I don't know what he's doing right now. He's going down to the first floor. Now he's going back up. He's on the second floor now. And going back to these cameras again, checking out what that second floor guard is doing. He is moving back towards me. Lead guard is now going back up to the roof, but the second floor guard is right here. I wanted to see if I could sneak past him, but I decided not to risk it. I see him right down the hallway there. So remember, the executive is always the guy who comes out in this hallway with a phone. We're seeing lead guard is still on the roof. Second floor guard is about to move. Okay, he's moving. Now what we do is when we make sure the lead guard's on the roof, we march the executive downstairs here. I just like to grab him. I don't like to have him follow me. Okay, once we're down here, we're going to want to watch out for this guard. If he's standing at this angle here, as long as his back is turned, move the guy really quickly across. Take him to kind of like this maintenance room. Tie him up here. If the guard is actually on the other side, if he's right next to the vault, hit him with a throwing knife or a suppressed weapon. But make sure you don't let the executive also escape. Now we're just checking the cameras here. The lead guard is on the first floor. That's what we're watching out for. So I'm taking this executive. I'm moving this guy over here, making sure that that guard does not see him. I'm just going to wait for the lead guard to go back upstairs now. Lead guard goes back upstairs. Grab this guy or take him with a throwing knife. But regardless, we're going to want to take this guy down. Okay, took this guy down. Answered the radio. Now, here's something important to note about this, guys. This maintenance room where I put this executive in, sometimes, depending on the randomization of the heist, an NPC will come in here. On certain versions of the heist, I've had it where a civilian walks in here to try to get some supplies. Other versions of this heist that I've started up, they haven't. So make sure you figure out what version of the heist you have. If it's been randomized where a civilian will come in here or if they won't, usually you can just figure it out just by hanging out here for a few minutes. See if a civilian walks into this room. If a civilian walks into this room, wait for them, grab them, tie them up, and nobody else will come in the room. Only one guy. But in this case, I didn't have any civilians coming into this maintenance room. And now we just grab the executive. We take him over here to the switch. And what we are going to be doing is flipping the blue switch. This saves us an extra step because we don't got to go all the way back upstairs and get the executive. Now this part here, guys. You see this area that I'm holding him in? This is right before the vault. There is a guard that can mess this entire thing up right now. This guard is going to be a guard that's going to be hanging out past this door. Sometimes he walks back and forth. He walks to one side of the bank lobby, and sometimes he turns his back here. And he can mess the whole thing up really easily, so make sure you see whether he's there. He wasn't there for me, so what I did was I just pushed the executive into the vault. Okay, so now all I gotta do is I gotta go up to the manager's computer. So take him back in this room. Tie him up. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going on the phone, and I'm seeing what is the lead guard doing right now. Lead guard is hanging out on the staircase to the roof, and the second floor guard is not in my line of sight right now. So what I do is I really quickly get up here. Remember, make sure you check those cameras, put on those guards, see where they are. You do not want to take down the guard on the second floor here. I know people are going to tell me that it's going to start a search, but then all the guards are going to be going all over the place, and it's going to complicate things, so you don't want to do that. So now we're up here. Now, up here, you can do one of two things. You can either tie up all the hostages here, but make sure that that guard on the second floor, you check his camera, make sure he's all the way across, he's not near here, and make sure that lead guard is not anywhere near you. You can do that, but if you tie up all the hostages, make sure you don't keep them near the skylight, because there's a guard on the roof, and he can see through the skylight, and he'll run down here, and he'll alert the whole thing, and it'll mess it up. What I like to do is I like to sneak near the computer. It's really risky here. It's really tight, but it is possible to do it. The computer can also spawn in a different location. It can spawn on the other side. If the computer spawns on the other side of the room, what you're going to want to do in that case is you're going to want to jump over the filing cabinets really quickly and just get on that computer. You're going to want to enter from the other side of the room. Not from this side, from the hallway, from the other side. But that's basically what you want to do. And don't worry about a guard spotting them up here, but you don't want the guard spotting them up here too soon. All you basically want is you want that code to the vault. So we get the codes to the vault. Now we're going back downstairs. We're keeping an eye on all the guards, making sure the lead guard and the second floor guard do not see us. We go back down there. Now what we're going to be doing, going right up to the vault keypad. Now only one of these passcodes is the right one. So what you're going to want to do is, when you look at the vault keypad, you have a fingerprint kind of scanner here, or it shows fingerprints, basically. And what you can do is you can correctly try to guess this passcode without going up to the manager's, grabbing the manager and then going up to his computer, but that's going to take you so long going through the different passcodes and there's a delay. This is just a more effective way. So we look at the passcode, we see 2, 3, 4, and 7. Those 4 numbers are used. So now all we basically do is we do a process of elimination. We look at the passcodes 2347, 3379. It's not that one. 7324 looks like it. 2622 no. 0605 no. So it's 7324. Only one passcode there is going to have all 4 numbers. That's how we figured it out. And we got it. Now, this, you guys are going to think that I'm absolutely crazy for this. We're inside the vault. What do we do now? What we are going to do at this point is we're going to restart the heist. I know people are going to say, what? Why did you do that after going through all that work? Trust me, this is the easier approach. Because the hardest thing on this heist on Overkill, it's not getting that manager, bringing him downstairs. It's not getting the key card, sneaking past all those guards. It's not doing all of that. The hardest part of this heist on Overkill is trying to get all the bags to the car. Because no matter where the van parks, it's a nightmare getting into the car there in Overkill because there's so many civilians in the streets, and there's one where it'll go through the alley, one that's parked right in the street. You have to go through the alley, you gotta avoid another guard in the alley, and the lead guard actually changes his patterns. So the lead guard will actually start going on the first floor and on the sidewalk once you actually open up the vault. So his pattern immediately changes. So this is a way to get through the heist without having to deal with that. The reason that we're restarting is, remember what I said earlier in the heist. I said that when you restart the heist, everything will be the same. That means the QR code will be in the same place, and on top of that, the manager's computer will be in the same place, and also the password will be the same, and the switch will be the same. So those will all stay the same, unless Overkill changes something in the future where it randomizes the heists. That is what everything there will stay the exact same. So now what we're going to be doing is we're doing the exact same heist again. But this time, we can skip a lot of the steps. So this is going to be a lot quicker because we don't got to do a lot of nonsense. We go up here, we go to the teller's booth, we pick the lock, we shut off the power switch. We go in here, pick this lock, get the key card. Got the red key card? He walked us out here, but again, not a big deal. We go right back inside. I saw the guard was over there, so I went through the lobby this time. Hacked this camera. Got in here. Went through the IT room just to avoid that guard. Pick this lock. Get the phone's QR code. Now what we're going to be doing is going upstairs. Now, in this part, we're not going to need the blue key card, because the blue key card opens the security room. It depends on what key card spawns for what guard. But the key card that when you restart the mission, the only key card that you're going to want is you're going to want the key card that opens up the power room. That's the key card that you're going to want. So I go right here, and look at what I do. Hack that camera, turn this key card in here, open this door, disabling the security, blue switch again, same one. This guard saw us, he spotted us, not a big deal. Do not put your mask on. This is the whole reason that we're doing this as second attempt. So now you guys see, we can skip a lot of steps. We can skip going to the security room. We don't gotta worry about the cameras anymore, because the cameras are only really a threat to us when we're in when we have our mask up. But when we're in casing mode, we'll just be walked out if we get spotted. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hack this camera right here near the vault. Use your ability, make sure it's on a loop, and what we do is we put the exact same password in, 7324. The whole reason that we did that first time was so that we could find out what the password is. Every single time you restart the heist now, the password will be the same. The only time it's going to change is if you go back in the lobby. If you go back in the lobby and you search up the heist, then yes, everything will be different. But if you just restart just from the start menu, the heist, the password will be the same. So we got 7324. Now what we're going to be doing is I'm just picking all of these lock boxes. And I'm just fast forwarding through this right now. Just pick all the lock boxes, get all the loot from that. Okay, that's done. Throw the bags there. Now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be picking this door to the main loot. Now here's the thing about this. There is 8 bags. The die pack timer will start going off the second that you open this door. I think it's like 15 or 16 seconds, somewhere around that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I like to do is I'll immediately just rush through here, go straight ahead, start disabling the die packs. Disabled. And I managed to disable 5 out of 8 die packs. If you have 2 people, if you follow this exact same strategy with 2 people, and you just have one person, you know, not put on their mask, you can do this on your first attempt much quicker, but this is just the way I'm doing it for solo. So die pack money is still worth a little bit, but it's not worth as much. And I'm telling you, if you're doing this solo, the max that you can possibly take is six bags without getting 2 ruined by die packs. I've gotten 6 before. That's the max I've ever gotten. 7, maybe it's possible to get 7 bags without a die pack going off, but there's always going to be at least 1 bag that's going to go off with die pack. It's going to happen. You're just not quick enough. The mission's just like that. If you want to stop the die packs, you're going to need more people. But still, this is still plenty of loot just for a solo guy. So now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be taking each bag. And when we take each bag, now what we're doing here is we're just walking out. That's literally all we're doing. The only thing we got to really worry for, the only thing that can really mess us up here is that on the left side here, that guard. If he sees us in the security area, he's going to try to mess us up, and then we're going to have to put on our mask, and that's going to mess everything up. So just make sure you keep an eye on that guard. But now we just take the bags, and we just take them to the car, and you can walk right past them with bags. I'm walking right past the lead guard. You guys see that too. You can just keep throwing them inside the car. That's all you got to keep doing. They are not going to be suspicious of that. So that's pretty much all you got to do. Only time they'll be suspicious if you're in a secure area. And if they catch you in the private area, they will just walk you out, even if you have the bag on you. So that's all we got to do. Just keep going to the car. That's why we did it a second time, so that we can do it in casing mode. Because like I said, the hardest part of this heist, I'm telling you, I've done this heist like probably 30 times on Overkill. The hardest part of this heist on solo is getting the bags to the car. That is literally the most annoying part of this entire heist. Now, once we secure 100% of the loot, and it just says optional secure all loot, what we are going to do at that point is just give each of our teammates a bag. Make sure that there's no extra bags anywhere, but just give each of our teammates a bag. You can even throw the bag to your teammates right in the lobby. The NPCs are not going to care. They're not going to do anything about that. So we just give it to each one of our teams, because then when we extract, when we get to the van, we're just able to leave instantly. So when you leave, it'll count with your teammates having the bag on them as the loot. There's a little bit extra money that you want to get. You can go to the manager's office, and in here, you can just pick this safe, and you will just basically be rotating it. It's the same thing as GTA Online. If you play GTA Online, you will just rotate the dial until it's shaking the most, and when it's green, it's the right lock. And then you just go the opposite way, and then the other way, 2 more times, and you get it. Way to get a little extra cash. There is another safe that's on the 2nd floor, and it's actually in that same room where we actually grabbed the executive from, and where the executive's computer from. I tried to get it, but I'm telling you guys, it's just not worth it. It's just a giant pain, because somebody's always detecting me over here. So no, don't bother with that one. If you want any extra loot, just get the loot that is in the manager's office. That safe is pretty easy to pick. There's no one really in sight there, but the one upstairs, yeah, don't bother with that. And so take a look at that. We got $379,000. We completed this on Overkill difficulty. We got it. And for people that want to just watch my entire playthrough of this, if you just want to watch me just run this heist solo, just without this being edited, I will post the unlisted comment, and I'll post a link with the unlisted comment in the description down below. So this was my first heist on this guide. This heist, you can probably cut this heist in half in the time that I was showing in this video, if you do it with 2 people. If you do it with 2 people, you would basically be following the exact same steps I had at the very first part, but you would just have one person not mask up. And the guy with the mask, just get the executive and just bring him to the vault, and then the person without the mask, the other player, just run up to the computer and just and tell you the passcode. And the person without the mask, you would just give all the bags to them. They would just run to the van, put them in, and then the person with the mask, all you basically gotta do is just run or sneak to the van, and you get out that way. That's if you want to get the extra die packs. Though I might have a second guide showing how to do it with 2 people. That's if you want to get 100% all the loot with no die packs. But this is, in my opinion, is the most effective way to do it solo Overkill. You run through the heist, find out what the passcode is, and then once you find out what the passcode is, restart it, do it in casing mode, and you can just walk everything outside. Just don't get spotted near that vault, and you can just walk everything to the car, and there you go, you got it. So thank you guys for watching. If you found this guide helpful, please do drop a like. It does help me to make more Payday guides. I'll make a guide on the other heist. Thank you for watching. Didn't want this to be too long, but I wanted to explain everything. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.